Welcome to NMH at 1 on Wednesday, the 24th of February 2021. I am your host, Priska Agnolo, and thank you so much for joining us today. Let's get the show on the road. So do stay tuned as we bring you fresh videos from this morning as Frack Free Namibia held a protest earlier today in opposition to Recon Africa's proposed oil exploration in the north of Namibia and Botswana. Moving on to our COVID-19 news for today. In your COVID-19 monitor, we look at the number of active cases in Namibia's 14 regions. Namibia by Monday had 2,058 active cases of COVID-19. The overall recovery rate had slightly decreased to 93.5%. Of the active cases, almost 1,000 or 48.5% of the national total live in the so-called 4O regions. Oshikoto with 604 had the most active cases, followed by Kavango East with 294 and Zambezi with 207. In this region, the recovery rate dropped to 60% due to an increase in new cases. Apart from Kavango West, with only 12 active cases, the smallest groups of active cases are distributed amongst the regions of Omaheke with 23, Ohangwena and Kunene with 57 each, and Oshadonjupa with 56 cases. Tomorrow's monitor will look at quarantine data for the regions. Moving on to our first video for today. Our reporter Claudia Reiter of Allgemeine Zeitung was at the Frack Free Namibia protest this morning, where she spoke to activist Verushka Dumeni as the group of protesters handed over a petition to the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Forestry. Do take a look.
My name is Verushka Dumeni. I'm here with Fridays for Future Windhoek, Seoul, as well as Frack Free Namibia and Botswana. So we are here to obviously protest against the drilling that's happening in the Kavango region by the Canadian company Recon Africa. And our process here, what we plan to do is have a speech with some of parliamentary delegations that will come and hear us, as well as accept an open letter that calls for a moratorium towards this whole project. After that, we'll be walking towards the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform to hopefully hand over an open letter to someone that has been delegated by Minister Kalesh Pai.
Okay, my name is Julia Aschenborn and I'm a teacher at the Waldorf School, and I'm also a veterinarian and was very much involved in some of the parts in the northern part of Namibia. And at the Waldorf School we are trying to teach a holistic education that we strongly look at the academic part, but also try to make awareness in the young people, because they are our future and our next generation who needs to be able to live with what we are having. So we want to preserve it and want to make them aware of what is happening around and how we can look at every part of our nature which is still existing. And we are very lucky in Namibia that we still have this environment and we want to keep it. So we're here to say we are caring about our nature, we're caring about the future, and we want to make a noise for nature.
Water, Land and Land Reform should call for a moratorium on Recon Africa's drill project for the following reasons, amongst others. There has been inadequate assessment of the impact of the aquifers. We are also concerned about the amount of water needed to be extracted for this project, the risk of pollution of underground waters and its consequences years down the line, as well as the potential harm of viable ecosystems, the disturbance of economic activities such as ecotourism efforts, some of which have rivers and lakes and falls and rapids at the heart of their tourist centers.
My name is Crispin Matongela. I'm the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform. I'm receiving your concerns with a sense that the High Office will look into these issues. Our Minister, Honorable Kalish Leitman, has taken note of your concerns, and all issues are also being registered by the office. That's why he sent me to come and receive your petition. He's very much aware. When you talk of issues of water extraction, the pollution, and the land degradation, we understand all those issues. All what I can say is that the issues will be forwarded to the minister, and in the process he will consult with the cabinet to find out how your issues will be resolved. In short, that's what I can tell you. Thank you so much.
For having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For our third and final video insert for today. Standard Bank Namibia, in partnership with the Let's Unite project, co-founded by local musician DJ Castro, recently donated stationery to schools in Ocho, Otjwarongo and Okakarara. A total of 220,000 Namibian dollars has been budgeted by Standard Bank Namibia for stationery donations to school, which include those in Otavi, Grootfontein and Sumkwe constituencies. The bank's public relations officer, Isa Kamata, shared more on the project during the handover in Otjwarongo yesterday. Esther Kamati was there.
Namibia. One of these people that we are benefiting today can become a leader tomorrow, can become a minister, can become a doctor, can become a sportsman, can become anything. But the moment we withhold that pen or that notepad from him or her, we are denying him or her the opportunity to go further, and Namibia would have lost him or her forever. Namibia would not benefit from what that person is able to do for us. That is why we said, let us join, let's unite, let us unite with Let's Unite, so that we can empower our young boys and girls, so that we can help to educate them. We have just given the similar donation to a school, Marsen Primary School in Ocho. We've also given to Ocho Secondary School. We are now here at Oretoveni. We will also give at Parises in Otjwarongo. We will then proceed to Okakarara, where we will give the two schools, the senior primary and the junior secondary, both are called Okakarara.
Let's look at what is leading the print news in Namibia today. The Namibian Sun examines the ruling party's long history of upcoming politicians who have turned away and become opponents of SWAPO and becoming leaders of opposition parties. Republica's lead story involves an elderly woman from the coast whose husband has been supposed to have received an operation since December last year. However, due to continued postponements of the operation and lack of money for traveling back and forth, she has been living in her car in the parking area of Katutura Hospital. Allgemeine Zeitung reports on confusion among restaurant owners and the public regarding COVID-19 curfew measures, which led to a few individuals being arrested last weekend. The Namibian's front page takes a look into the country's budget to combat COVID-19, with Health Minister Kalumbi Shangula maintaining that the funds left are still sufficient and that Treasury is set to allocate more money in the next budget announcement. According to today's New Era, 2 former executives of the Namibia Institute of Pathology are contesting the disciplinary process during which they were dismissed last year.
If you're feeling how I'm feeling and you know I won't stop, all we gotta do is take our love to the top. If I got it and you want it and you'll never let it drop, all we gotta do is take our love to the top. I will ride for you, baby, even die for you. When I'm loving you, but my heart don't stop.
From inside the daily newspapers. Market Watch reports that more than 4,800 businesses have deregistered since 2016, when the country's current recessionary cycle started. The number of new businesses entities registered during 2020 was also the lowest in the last 4 years. The monthly supplement Die Boer looks into the growing trend of farming within city areas and also takes a deeper look into the successful sheep farmer Johan Bean's educational courses, sharing his proven strategies. A special 8-page supplement named Academic Highlights profiles the top 10 academic achievers in grade 11 and grade 12 for both the NSCC ordinary level and IEB curriculums. Make sure to get a copy as each of these 40 top students share their individual recipe for success. The Namibian Sun shares the story of a 60-year-old female restaurant owner in Windhoek who is apparently a victim of an unlawful arrest, allegedly even before the regulated curfew time last Saturday night. Republican analyzes the current water level of the dams countrywide and reports that flood warnings have been issued for both the Zambezi River in the north and the Orange River in the south. Allgemeine Zeitung reports about a strike at the Best Cheer Quarry near Karibab, with workers demanding a wage increase. Meanwhile, the Namibian reports about a police crackdown at Swakopmund, during which 2 foreign nationals were arrested as part of a suspected drug syndicate in the area. New Era reports that High Court Judge Naomi Shivute found a Koriaga president guilty of murder after he stabbed his former girlfriend with a knife in 2016. Sentencing is expected on the 25th of March. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry about that. You know, it is almost Friday, so please do bear with. Do have a nice day and goodbye from me, Prisca Agnolo, and do stay tuned for a snapshot of today and tomorrow's weather as well. Goodbye.